calling you a radical, I want to put this up because it's the anniversary of the murder of Malcolm X, who, lifetime activism, Kevin Blanch. If you don't understand the activists that came in front of you, then, and I fucking was a little boy when all this fucking went down, and he's one of my favorite people in the fucking history of activism. Why? Because he stood up. He stood up to the very power. By the way, Black Lives Matter, and I'll get into this race bait. This is important that I talk about this race. Oh, you can't talk about someone black when you're white. You can't talk someone in white. Bull fucking shit. You know, who did the best work in history? His close friend that tried to help him. That's Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace was white. You know, the start of Black Lives Matter, you can find, some women with a hashtag. I was not born with these scars across my face. I mean, what I fucking dealt with was started by Kevin Blanch, what he evolved into. It's called the Post-Ignorance Project. It goes all the way back. It goes all the way back, to the beginning. So, if people don't understand about what they did to Malcolm X, which Tupac. Tupac activism, Native American, South American who fought back. His mother, the Black Panther, did time just like Malcolm, but the creation of what Hollywood they did to Malcolm is beyond disturbing and disgusting. It's beyond fucking disgusting. It makes me sick. That's Gloria Steinem. Oh yeah, don't even get me going on fucking her. She's still alive. That's one of the greatest CIA fucking race bait fucking queens who caused more fucking problems than, fuck. Black, white, up, down. So, for you young people, so in the early days, in the early 2000s, of course, what Anonymous, which is how the birth of Occupy, which wasn't called Occupy, I'm the guy at Washington Square where we were putting that together. Me and a group, including Aaron Swartz, murdered. We were putting that together clear back then, which, evolved into Occupy in 2011, but Fukushima, trumped all that. So I used to tell people all the time in that candy store in Williamsburg, where we used to set up shop, I had a YouTube camera then, and fucking none of us had shit. I says, you want to go see the guy who killed Malcolm X, who was convicted of in prison? You want to go visit with him, talk to him? What? Come on. He's working right there at the fucking McDonald's. Huh. He got to go home. He was home all the time, his sentence. Did he do it? I highly doubt it. But, the thing is, think about all the hundreds of witnesses there. So the reason I always liked him. Now, let's do a little dissertation or background on Malcolm. Troubled, fucked up kid. Foster parents, foster home. That's why I love him so much, the way he fucking was able to turn his life around. And his integrity. Malcolm Little in fucking Nebraska. Troubled as fuck. Thrown in prison as a young guy. Fucking. He meets the fucking, the Nation of Islam follower in prison. Schools him up, teaches him the Sunni Muslim thesis that is raging in American culture. So Malcolm X comes out and the dynamics, the charismatic, he's the one that taught Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali. And if you haven't seen the documentary on Muhammad Ali, Say My Name, it's a fucking masterpiece. It should be required by schools. I'll tell you, it was a great clip. Malcolm X talked him into fucking joining, which changed everything. The whole thing was, you don't think... Of course, the CIA, Hoover, and those guys were writing letters back and forth, winding up. That's what they do. The great genius fucking wit of Muhammad Ali. What a fucking mind. Howard! You know what you're going to hear when I fight fucking Will Chamberlain? He wants to fight me? Will Chamberlain wants to fight me? Ha! You know what you're going to hear, Howard? You know what you're going to fucking hear? Well, what, Muhammad? What? You're not saying anything, Muhammad. Timber, talk about somebody who stood up, talk to somebody, what a fucking mind. Oh my God. So, my favorite quote among them all, I'm Dorothy Day, of course, I get into some dynamics about her. She had an abortion. She's a San Francisco Bay girl. She's not a New York fucking I mean, but I love her work. You know, so many different activists that came in front of me. Martin Luther King, his preaching style, fuck how. You know, Bobby Kennedy's preaching style. I shook Bobby Kennedy's hand when I was 8. You know, so many. I was required in the family that I grew up in with my grandparents, and I'll do a little background and we'll talk Malcolm. My grandfather, I remember, told me one time, he was a Mormon socialist. He says, Kevin, because I was learning to speak German, getting my German done, you know, his lines, you know, Vienna. I hear you fucking speaking German fucking around. I will kick your fucking ass, you got me? Fuck, oh, they hated the Germans because of, you know. I'm like, Hitler was Austrian. Yeah, they found him propping up. These were Germans. And so Medellin, the fucking twin experimenter, I want to talk about Joseph and how the Germans to this day still protect that. Now, I'm going to give some background. When I was a little boy, I was a mutated, fucked up twin. So I look back on it. So Tracy Hall's the science building named at Weber State. They were Germans, and I could never figure it out why he was my 8th grade fucking history teacher at Walker's Junior. I could never figure out why he was so fascinated with me and my twin sister. I mean, he took photographs. He wanted to do this. Stay the fuck away from me. You know, and my grandpa's the one that schooled me up. He says, stay away from that fucker. He's a nice guy. He's good. No, they want to experiment on you. And then I had Danish doctors my life. I was very sick. I was a mutant. My dad had been nuked in the Nevada test site in Air Blast 1. Not, you know, right. They put him in cages, woke up in a hospital in San Diego with all fucked up. I mean, it's a long, fucking incredible story. I was born very mutated, very fucked. My mom didn't know she had twins. There was another one in there, you know. And so I remember my doctor Rasmussen in Brigham City, Utah, who was a genius. You could always smell alcohol on his breath, though. All these Danish doctors that I've had hundreds of doctors. I don't know how the fuck I'm alive. And they're always Danish. This one's that saved me. And so he says to me, Kevin, I want to tell you something. I'm pretty young. He says, that mind of yours, let me let you know something. Every time you go to a doctor, which I've went to hundreds, if not thousands of them my whole life, you name it, they've done it to me. They've been lab ratting me. He says, they're watching. Your dad is a human experiment. You kids are a human experiment. They're watching everything that's still going. It's an evolution from Germany. You know, and then as I learned about Operation Paperclip, and I learned, you know, here we are in fucking 2021, and they're deporting 100-year-old and 95-year-old murderers. So, you know, the doctor who did all the twin experiments was protected, you know, like Hitler most likely did too. They went to who won? Not the United States. My uncle who raised me stood on Omaha Beach on fucking D-Day. He taught me a lot about this too. You're an experiment, Kevin. Don't you realize that? Yeah. Oh boy. So, back to Malcolm, because it's the 21st. Farrakhan fucking order. We have Farrakhan's rhetoric. Fuck, that rhetoric got him killed. Fuck, of course it got him killed. Now, was it being fueled by the CIA? Was it being fueled? Of course. But the bottom line is, you watch, I'll tag this interview with Wallace and Malcolm's beautiful fucking incredible daughter. She says it best. You know. It's too bad because Farrakhan has that fucking incredible fucking mind, but they murdered him. And who was the advocate for Malcolm X? A white guy. You know, because you fall into fucking race bait. What Gloria Steinem found fucking this Tupac, named him Tupac, and created this fucking CIA nightmare. Who killed the kid? You know, he killed the kid in the, I mean, turning into the gun culture, the manufactured prison complex culture, the gang, I mean, people should go to prison for what they did to his fucking... Malcolm X was not a fucking violence. He was the opposite. So he comes back, you know, and in their culture, sex out of marriage is the top of the heap, taboo. He finds out fucking Elijah Muhammad is having sex with teenage girls, you know, all over. He's violated. He stands up. He knew it would get him killed, which is sad. He stood up. That picture with the guns after they blew up his fucking house. What's he supposed to do? He's got little girls, you know. He's got children. I have, you know, I did. You know, I have daughters. He stood up to him. The greatest fucking quote in all of active And he try me. I've been an actor. I'm the guy that invented Black Lives Matter, which, well, it's been co-opted and totally CIA manufactured now. Just like the fucking Proud Boys, it's race bait, gun bait, fucking gay bait. Lowest common denominator in third world of fucking shithole America, why they loot the fucking country, Operation Foxconn News. So, they murder him on the fucking stage. I've been in that theater. Mike Wallace to Malcolm X. Well, you've changed your tune. Excuse me, I think that was on the BBC interview. Well, not really, but your rhetoric has definitely changed. Well, I recently went to Mecca. Yeah. I saw blonde-haired, blue-eyed Muslims. Huh. So, the cultural icons come and go. Oh, they come and go. Lifetime. He's my favorite. He's my fucking favorite. You want to go see the guy who killed Malcolm? So the twin experiments, why these together Fukushima? It's the same dynamic. It's the same fucking dynamic. Oh, you can't talk about a black man when you're white. You can't talk about a white man when you're black. The guy who did more to tell the real tale of Malcolm's story is a white guy named fucking Mike Wallace. It took 60 minutes, Leslie Stahl fucking 3,000 days to tell you about Kevin Blanch story, but think about what Leslie Stahl, at least she told it. Think about her work on the twin experiments. They flew him to, I spent a lot of time in Germany and, in Vienna. I don't like Germany, I shouldn't say that, but I'm not a fan of Germans, but, you can't say that. In Vienna, they're always like, well, I can speak a little Hebrew. I can speak a little Latin. I can speak a little German. So I'd speak some, but they want to hear your accent. My little cute place I hang out in Vienna. Well, I wasn't allowed to speak German. My grandfather said, I'll kick your fucking ass. I hear you speak that shit. Same with my uncle. He was on home Agent D-Day. My English isn't very good either, if you haven't noticed. My French is pretty good. So, the murder of Malcolm X is so big because it cuts across so many American dynamics. CIA, race bait, holding on to the fucking power structure, the whole fucking black-white dynamic. When Black Lives Matter, I try to go along with it, because I'm the guy that fucking originally fucking started. That's from the fence, the wall. Been at Peace Vigil the whole time. I've been there since fucking the 70s. Oh, it hasn't been there since 81. That's a lie. It's been there since the 70s. It's the date today. They murdered him right on the stage, all those witnesses, and you think they can't pull shit off with all those witnesses? Well, they did. Race bait to this day. They're still creating the black-white dynamic. They hijacked Black Lives Matter. It was called the Million Mass March. I invented the Million Mass March. I didn't like the name. I go clear back because we were leading up to the 100th anniversary of the Shirtwaist. When it gets the right time, I'll tell the fucking tale of Anonymous in fucking New York City in those days, how it evolved. In San Francisco, Kevin Blanch. I'll tag the interview with Malcolm X's daughter. What lines? My sisters and me like tumbleweeds in the wind. They were sitting there and watched him be murdered. Oh, he's the gun guy. He's the black guy. Which some guys in the Million Mass March fell for that shit. Black Panther shit. Shoot up. Bullshit. The black life fucking dynamic. They still want to throw fucking Black Panther shit out. They say it's all fucking, it's CIA manufactured fucking Fox News fucking hate. This has nothing to do with black fucking white. You think it does. The invention of Black Lives Matter was started by Kevin Blanch on the death of a girl in Utah named Danielle Willard. She was white. The murder by cop capital of the world is Utah. By far. They don't give a by far. That was in 2012. Some women are going to take fucking credit, say they hashtagged it. It's such a spit into the face to a fucking actress like Kevin Blanch. I was not born with these scars across my face. out in the street. That's where we meet. The Malcolm X dynamic, he was not a fucking gun guy. Oh, that picture with him and the gun, I wonder why. And when they blow up his fucking house, he's got children. How they didn't kill him all then? They kill him in broad fucking daylight. Well, not broad daylight. On the stage with the lights on. You want to go see the guy that killed Malcolm? Come on. He never killed him. He never really did. He was in prison, but he was living in Manhattan, and he was working at the McDonald's. Come on, let's go talk to him. All those fucking activists. Dorothy Day, I loved her work. I've been at this since I was my whole life. Try me. What's it got to do with Fukushima? It's the same dynamic. Higher up use. I've had guns in my face twice. Hire fucking trolls and useful idiots. The CIA fucking get rid of this guy. He knew they were going to kill him. He stood up to the imam. Elijah was a fucking liar. Yet the power. He was having sex with fucking young fucking girls and having children with them, which is the crux of their foundation. Power is fucking intoxicating. Ask Donald J. Trump. Ask Barry Antoinette Obama. Black, white, you've fallen for it. By the way, the likes of Malcolm X, the likes of Martin Luther King, I understand why there's no African American environmentalists. Look what they did. John Muir was a fucking racist. A lot of them were racist because they believed in eugenics and German philosophy. I'm going to do more and more on this twin experiment at the university fucking experiment. My Dr. Fimble, when I went into the bone marrow transplant center, I was fucking given 2 months to live on 11/11. He walks in and he says, here, the federals want you to fill this out. It was a pamphlet this deep on exposure to nuclear radiation, my father's fucking genetic fucking line. My doctor asked me when I was a little boy, Kevin, you are a human experiment. You do understand that. What? Yeah. I still am to this day. Which is an amazing story. You do know the German. So we are in 2021, and they want to they deported a 100-year-old this fucking week. Of course they work in Michigan. Of course they work for the auto industry. They're all Germans. Who won that fucking war? My uncle was on Omaha Beach on D-Day that raised me. Battle of the Bulge. All of it. So, that I'll tag the Leslie Stahl piece that she goes over there and fucking exposes the experiment on the twins. Tracy Hall is the fucking science business. They were fascinated with me, man. My uncle tipped me off. I says, hey, he wants pictures of us. He wants to talk to us, whatever. And he says, those fucking Germans? Oh, they're still experimenting on you. My Dr. Rasmussen, they're still experimenting. Fimble Peterson and fucking the LDS, but they're still experimenting on you, Kevin. To this fucking day. Who won the fucking war? I hear you fucking speaking German, boy. I'll kick your fucking ass. You got me? How come your German's not fluent? They'll tell me in Vienna. I wasn't allowed to speak it. I can read it. I can write it. Sehr gut. Oh, they knew. They protected the fucking mass murdered twin experiment. They're protecting him to this day. His family. They're oligarchs. Trump's kinfolk. Bear Monsanto. Same dynamic is going today. It's the same group of oligarchs that won World War fucking. The German fucking Nazi, whatever. You can get into that dynamic. Hitler's bloodlines, blah, blah, blah. I can get into the oligarchs won. They protected them all. They're still protecting them. To this day. The CIA is your problem. Who killed Malcolm X? Well, it's true. They wrote those letters back and forth to wind those fucking people up. Farrakhan fell for it. He fell for it. And he perpetuated the rhetoric, and the useful idiots murdered him on stage. Can you imagine if he wouldn't have died, the powerhouse that he would have been? Of course, Muhammad got his brains bashed in. The one line Muhammad Ali says, when I came back after I won the gold medal in 1960, you ever seen I think he was a 12-1 long shot when he fought Sonny Liston. Oh my God. And so he says, I come home after I win the gold medal in 60 in Rome. I go to Louisville and I go to the big restaurant. I'm going to sit. And I sit right there. And the owner comes out and says, Muhammad, Cassius Clay, you can't sit here. Come on, I'm one of the most famous people in the fucking world. I can sit here. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's still about race. I'm sorry, but God, the powers that be, they will annihilate me if I let you sit here. Cassius. Say my name. Say my name. Malcolm X, Malcolm Little, stood up to the machine. His own fucking clan that created him, he says, they're fucking liars. He's a fraud. He's fucking having sex with teenage girls. Sex out of marriage inside this Muslim culture is fucking the greatest line ever. And I have lots of them. Dorothy Day's great fucking line on True Man, True Man, True Man when she goes on that rant after the bomb. Cassius Clay, Timber. I can go Muhammad Ali. I can go. Bobby Kennedy. Fucking violence just breeds fucking violence. Somebody says you have SDSP. I wonder why. I'm one of the most abused people in the history of mankind. My favorite, and I have hundreds, if not thousands of them. Most of them I've invented. Where'd you sleep last night? My greatest fucking quote in human history. Malcolm X, Malcolm Little. What they did, what Gloria Steinem fucking did, this whole Tupac culture is beyond disturbing. Well, I went to Mecca. And I saw blonde-haired, blue-eyed Muslims. He knew he'd been played. That's how they play. Fucking German, fucking experimenting on the twins. Still experimenting on me this fucking day. Who won the fucking war? Let's deport a 100-year-old. Just for you young people, Operation Paperclip, just think about that. These are crimes of committed fucking murderers, mass murderers through the United States. Fucking. I always go back to Bhupal. Fucking Anderson. Where did he live? He lived in Manhattan. Right by the guy who was convicted of killing Malcolm X. The Union Carbine fucking CEO warrants all over the world for his arrest. He lived comfortable. How about Hirohito? Hirohito, the fucking the emperor of Japan, who the time death marches, he mass murdering fucking evilest motherfucker who ever lived. Fucking people sitting back to back so the prison wouldn't drink their fucking blood. They fucking firebomb. Then they fucking Hiroshima, Nagasaki, fucking Japan. Then they Fukushima at fucking... Where'd he live? He lived in Manhattan till he was an old man. He was 24 years old when he's at, Yoko Ono's fucking first cousin. That's a fact. How about John Lennon? What a fucking actor. So the greatest. Let it be. JFK blown away, John Lennon blown away, fucking Malcolm X fucking blown away, Martin Luther King blown away, Bobby Kennedy fucking blown away. They're a little more sophisticated about it fucking now. And you go along, Operation Foxconn fucking news, fucking snow on the Alamo, fucking blood on the air-conditioned plow. People freezing to death in their houses in Houston while we're putting a fucking space rover on Mars. Third world America. Fox News is the biggest race baiter until you call in an airstrike on Fox News. For real, and you think this is a far-fetched thesis. This was always in the United States for 200-something years. It was against the law for major media fucking sources to be owned by fucking foreigners, especially the Queen, especially the people we fought. It's against the law. They're all foreign. You go to the board of directors, Zucker, Trump's fucking buddy, you go to all of them. They're all fucking oligarchs from fucking Germany and, let's remember this. The English royal family, and I've said this for years, we got to get a break with inside. And I've said this for years and years. Who will we get the break with? It'll be one of Princess Diana's fucking sons. It's the same Malcolm X dynamic. He's fighting with the Queen. Oh yeah, he's our chance. He's our fucking chance. If they don't kill him. Because they know the fucking powers there be, London, Liz and crew, they're Germans. They're Germans. Putin's a German. The fucking oligarchs, they're all German. They're all German! The English royal family are German! The Tsars, the Russian, Putin, they're German! The imperialists, 1918, you forget your history? One fucking inbred royal family bred up to World War I, World War II, the war to end all the else. I says, he knows they killed his mama. They know. I mean, these were little children. How could it not? You see the fight that's going on? He'll be our break. If they don't kill him, he'll be our break. He's already breaking away. By the way, who's the heir? We did the DNA swapping thinking about, just like, the twin experiments goes on. This is the same. Bear Monsanto? Why would Bear buy Monsanto? It's the same clan. It's the same fucking Joseph Mendel and fucking, oh my God, the fucking twin doctor. Still experimenting on Kevin Blanch. It's an arguable fact. I mean, my daughters tell me this. I'm like, what? What? Oh yeah, this is a big, they want. Who are the nuclear physicists? Who are all the nuclear physicists? Who's Jeff Bezos' fucking granddaddy? I mean, you go on. Von Crosby versus Eddie Van Halen. I mean, same fucking clan. They have control again. They got it all back. Look who their fucking Operation Paperclip they are. It's the same fucking clan. Oh no, they're not racist. You ever been over there? Go have a conversation with fucking the oligarchs. Race bait. It's unbelievable fucking story that they were able to pull this off. Imperialism. Oh, it's capitalism, socialism. No, it's imperialism. Same fucking, they own the media. Without the fourth pillar, we have nothing. I said that in front of the White House. That's a quote from what, Jefferson? All men know my history. Fawn McKay Brody, look what they did to her. Fuck, I knew her personally. All these great activists that mentored me. Fucking Malcolm was my favorite of them all. Stood up to power. Stood up to fucking incredible fucking power. Stood up to the fucking lies. And shooting videos inside of a fucking bathroom that go on for me. I learned that from fucking, I used to sleep on his couch in Big Sur. Yeah, Henry Miller. Remember those great videos? He would do those incredible dissertations in his bathroom. They're the best. Fuck. Speaking of that fucking neck. The greatest activist, quote, in human history. Well, I went to Mecca. And I saw blonde-haired, blue-eyed Muslims. I realized we're being played. It's race bait. It's race bait. Black Lives Matters. Oh my God, it's so cool. NBA players walking down with hair extensions from fucking executed Chinese fucking prisoners in the NFL, in the NBA. Fucking guys making 30, 40, 50 million dollars a fucking year. Going to tell you about women sitting around with a fucking hashtag. It's race bait. Yeah, Malcolm X. Who's the expert on Malcolm X? A white guy named Mike Wallace, his friend. A white guy. Fucking black. And that's the problem. Both fucking, the black community's falling for it. The white community's falling for it. It's race bait. It's the lowest common denominator. The same group of oligarchs control and own this whole fucking media. Until you call an airstrike on Fox fucking News. I mean, Hannity, fuck, that should be a wake-up call to you drinking dumb fuckers. Tupac, what they did to Malcolm X's legacy, how rich is she? Tupac's mother right now. Fuck, it's disgusting. Gloria Steinem fucking did that. She's a lot of found him on her CIA fucking thing. Fuck, don't even get me going. Left, right, fucking, that's how they play. That's how they play. We had the great equalizer, YouTube. YouTube used to call themselves that, the great equalizer. Well, we see the CIA again. That's who it is, in John Kennedy's words. We've got to break the CIA into 1,000 pieces. Fucking the nuclear crime syndicate is the CIA. Operation Paperclip, they're fucking German, fucking, that's who they are. It's the same clan. It's the same imperialist, royal fucking family. Same old thing, 1914 with their guns and their tanks and their fucking internet. And, their nuclear reactors, Fukushima, the greatest event in fucking human history. The greatest event. Same thing. Oh, fuck. Those emails that you can Google and the trolls, I never wrote any of those. Those screen captures that are going off, fucking saying I said this. I never wrote any of those. I never wrote any. They fucking, there to go. That's how they play. Why I'm in critical condition while I'm fighting for my life. All the thousands of quotes and the activists that I can go on who stood up, gave their fucking lives. And we get to this. Race bait, fucking gun bait, gay bait. I mean, lowest common denominator, wanted by Jetstream, tooled by cable TV, Fox News, all these great fucking, wits of Kevin Blanch. The greatest line of them all. The murder of Malcolm X, what they did to his fucking legacy is so fucking disturbing. Well, Hollywood, Vienna, Warner Brothers, I mean, same clan. Same fucking clan. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But the great equalizer is cancer. Greatest line of them all. Kevin Blanch started evolved into Black Lives Matter. I started that on the death of a white girl named Danielle Ward in Utah. Play back that tape, your fucking honor. Goes all the way back. My fucking incredible fucking human experiment. The twin experiment. I'm going to do more and more of this on this twin experiment. They all flew them to fucking Argentina. Well, they're still there, fucking being protected. You want to see where a lot of the oligarchs are at, including Japanese royals. Mikado, myself, who I went to college with. On my path, whoa. I went to Mecca and I saw blonde-haired, blue-eyed Muslims, alive and kicking.